Net neutrality suffers a blow in the courts, but is this the end for a free and open internet? Hi, this is Annie filling in for D-News. On Tuesday, a U.S. Court of Appeals ruled against the Federal Communications Commission in a decision that voided much of the FCC's existing net neutrality rules. The ruling was the result of a suit filed by Verizon, who charged that the FCC's neutrality rules violated their First and Fifth Amendment rights. Those rules, which the FCC put in place in 2010, dictate a few things. Basically, ISPs can't discriminate against certain types of traffic, can't block any lawful content, and should be open and transparent with customers with how they manage their traffic. But in this decision, the court rejected those rules on the grounds that, quote, the commission failed to establish that the anti-discrimination and anti-blocking rules do not impose, per se, common carrier obligations. Common carriage is a legal concept that informs the regulation of traditional telecom companies. In 2002, though, the FCC classified ISPs as information services rather than telecoms, which weakened the relevance of common carrier principles as a framework in this case. What does this all mean, though? Basically, this decision would allow broadband providers much more freedom in creating new pricing models for internet and to strike deals with internet companies or content providers to deliver their content more readily to consumers. We don't know yet how a ruling like this would shake out in deals among the ISPs, internet companies, and content providers and then trickle down to us consumers. But one possible scenario is tiered internet service, where ISPs could charge more to companies like Netflix or Google to deliver their traffic faster. Together, just those two companies make up over half of all internet traffic, according to one study by the firm Sandvine in 2013. But advocates for net neutrality say that pricing environment will hamper innovation, in effect killing the current open atmosphere where anyone with an idea can build it online at relatively low cost. And more broadly, some are worried that the decision could give broadband companies too much power in deciding what content is freely available. I don't think too many of us are in love with the idea of Verizon choosing what we can see. But does this mean that net neutrality is dead? Not exactly. FCC Chairman Tom Wheeler pointed out in a blog post that the court's decision did concede that the FCC has the authority and the responsibility to regulate the activities of broadband networks. In other words, the court rejected the framework offered by the FCC, but not the idea that they can regulate internet providers. Someone just has to come up with a better framework for regulating the uncharted territory that is the internet. And the FCC says they might appeal the ruling, in which case it could end up in the Supreme Court. But either way, the battle isn't over, so let us know your take. Will this decision be bad for consumers? As always, you can weigh in with us on Twitter or Facebook at DNews, and you can ping me as well at Annie Gauss. Thanks for watching.